Hello from the Waterworks Museum, and welcome to another Try It Tuesday. Today we're going to take a closer look at one of the places our water can come from, watersheds. A watershed is all the land that sheds water from rain and snowmelt into a specific stream, river, or lake. The boundaries of a watershed are the mountains, hills, or other high points where the land slopes towards the water. In Massachusetts, over 40% of residents get their water from a protected watershed called the Quabbin Reservoir. Created in the 1930s, the watershed consists of about 56,000 acres of land and can hold up to 412 billion gallons of water. Activities around the area are closely monitored by state park staff who work with the Department of Conservation and Recreation to make sure the water stays as safe and pure as possible. In this model, we'll see how water is shed off of hillsides to create the lakes and rivers that ultimately feed our water system. First, we'll create our hilly landscape by crumpling up this paper and then unfolding it without flattening it. Next, I'll use a washable blue marker to color in places where I think water might pool and flow. Then, we'll add some rain and see if there are any surprises. It looks like I was right about these, but we also got some pooling over here. In a perfect world, all watersheds would be safe from pollution. But your challenge today is to create a more realistic watershed, one that's unfortunately open to many sources of pollution. To start, you'll take a piece of paper, like I did before, and crumple it into a ball. You then want to unfold it without completely flattening it, so you get all of the hills and valleys you need for your landscape. But this time, instead of just coloring in where you think the water will go in blue, we're also going to add in some other things that you usually find in your environment. You can make your landscape your own, but be sure to add one or more of the following: farmland in brown, forests, pastures, or parks in green, and industries, businesses, and homes in red. Next, you can make it rain, either by using a squirt bottle or even just shaking wet hands over the landscape. Oh, and you probably want to put your landscape on a tray or a towel before you start making it rain. This time, you'll notice that it's not only the clear water that we see streaming into our watershed. We also have some polluted runoff, like car oil on the driveways of homes, chemical fertilizers from farms and parks, and different waste products from various industries and factories. Though these kinds of pollution are not so obvious to us in the real world as they are here in the multicolored water you can see in your model, they regularly make our water more polluted, which means more work and energy used by water treatment plants to clean it up for us to drink, or if it stays in our waterways, it can eventually do a lot of harm to the animals and ecosystems that depend on that water. That's why we always want to do our best to make sure our homes aren't contributing to that polluted runoff, and we want to encourage factories, farms, and businesses to do the same. Now, if you made your own model watershed today, please share it with us in the comments. We'd love to see what you made. And don't forget to tune in next week for another Try It Tuesday. See you next time!